Yeah.
our right to be big. We didn't come here to play small, but when we're sad, we can't think of anything other than ourselves. When we're looking out, we can look over there and say, oh, look, that person over there needs my help. I better go help them. When
Mm.
we're looking down, we can't see that person that needs our help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
we really need to come together as a people. And I think laughter is a wonderful connector. It's a universal language. No
Yeah.
words are required. You could come to the club and not speak the language and just follow along, and you're going to get the beautiful benefits.
Yeah.
I would love
Interesting.
to just, I don't know how much time we have, but I wanted to just talk about some of the wonderful things that I've been doing with laughter. Of course, my laughter club. I'm working with a group, with a special needs group every Friday. It's our 5th month. And it's so beautiful. So we meet for an hour. We do these laughter
Are you doing it
activities.
through Zoom or are you doing it physically or
It
not?
was through Zoom.
Yeah.
And then when the rules allowed,
Yeah.
we've been meeting in person. So we meet outside at a park.
Yeah.
And it's so we're outside, nobody's masked, and it's and we're out in the air, the sun, the vitamin D and stuff. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful. The parents have reported that so these are young adults, mostly 20 and over, with different developmental disabilities.
Yeah.
And the parents have reported that, so it's on Friday, so then they go home and that they have, their children are more, they're young adults, they are their children, but yeah, that they're just more easygoing. They're not as anxious.
Yeah.
There's just been some wonderful reports from the parents and the children, the young adults that are playing. Every week they seem to play more, and I'm offering them, hey, what games would you like to play? Do you have a favorite song that we can do? And I mean, what a favorite activity is animals. And then, they say, okay, lion. Okay, how would we do lion? And then they demonstrate, and we all do it. And it's just, they get the spotlight for a moment, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, before COVID, I was going into long-term care. Again, similar, just less energy.
Yeah.
And so, again, you don't need to have jokes or comedy. It's just hearing the laughter and then laughing together. It's like music. It reminds us, oh, I remember that song. I remember that feeling.
Yeah.
So we've had some wonderful results in long-term care. And again, I'm still doing that on Zoom now. I would say it's a little bit more challenging on Zoom with that demographic.
Yeah.
Than in person is much better, because you can actually touch people, touch their arm, and which then, as connects people. As soon as you touch somebody, you're connected, of course.
Yeah, it works better. Yeah.
And then the last, no, not last, but there's so many areas. I'm doing a lot of work with students because they're really stressed at this time. Like, what's the future hold? And corporate. So team building. Imagine going into corporate, team building, productivity goes up, absenteeism goes down, and people just can come up with more creative solutions so they can increase the bottom line for the company. Beautiful.
Yeah, I want to know more about how does it help with our mental health with this yoga?
Yeah, so well, I talked about the oxygen going to the brain.
Yeah.
So when our brain is fully oxygenated,
It's most likely like anxiety and depression. How does it really actually work on those kind of issues?
Yes, thank you. So when we're anxious or depressed, we're secreting cortisol, and when we're depressed, depressed actually is a great word because it says exactly what it is. We're depressed. So we're compressed, right? We're kind of like smaller, as I mentioned, we shrink down, we're small.
Yeah.
So the laughter opens us up and oxygenates our brain, and we start secreting those love drugs. When we hug, one of the activities that I do is called the giggle jiggle, just to close this down. So you just wrap your arms around yourself. As soon as when you get a hug, you're secreting, I believe it's oxytocin that you secrete when you get a hug. You can secrete your own by giving yourself a hug. And it's the giggle jiggle that I actually came up with before I was introduced to laughter yoga. That's how I kind of was like, oh, wow, maybe I was destined for this.
Yeah.
because I was doing it before. I knew as a speaker, I knew that if I was in a bad way, if I was in kind of a bad mood, I have huge energy. So if I'm in a bad mood, I have big bad energy, like it's a big gray cloud and people can't even get close to me because it's like, oh, what's happening there?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was speaking at an event and I was like, oh, if I'm going to be at this event, I need to change my energy. Otherwise,
Right.
people won't even be able to hear my message. They'll just see my big dark energy, even though they won't even understand
Yeah.
that, right? And I know that we've all experienced this where we've walked into a room that somebody's in a bad mood. They just got bad news or something.
Yeah.
And so the energy is really like, what do they say? You can cut the energy with a knife or something.
Yeah.
Same if somebody's euphoric, right? Somebody's just got a raise or they just won the lottery or something. They're like, woo, and it's like, oh, something's happening here, right? It's the energy. So I went and I was like, okay, I got to change my energy. So I did wrap my arms and it's called the giggle jiggle, just like jiggling and giggling and ha 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 ha, oh, and you just do that until you're feeling better.
Yeah.
And you stop and you're like, nope, not enough. And you totally can't stay in that sad state. Now you've shifted. And
Right.
it's up to us. We get to decide. That's the beautiful part about this magic medicine. We get to decide, like, sometimes our feelings, our emotions are just there so that we can feel our emotions.
Yeah.
Right? And we get to decide how long we want to stay there. Sometimes we do want to feel sad.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just had something and it's like, I just want to sit with this for a bit.